back to another one of my videos. Today I'm going to be doing a cabinet installation, specifically the Craftsman 28-inch wide red metal cabinets. These are pretty new. I think they just came out recently, like within the year or something like that. I have one actually already installed, as you can see behind me. I bought two cabinets. One of them I've already installed. One of them I have still in the box, and that's the one I'm going to be doing this video on. I pretty much wanted to get one up so I can get a better idea of, how to install it. That way when I do this video, it'll be a lot faster. I won't be sitting there trying to figure it out. I'll already pretty much know what to expect. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box. That way I can give you guys an idea of how big it is. So let me turn the camera around and you get a view of that. All right, so this is the box. Not very big, as you can see, hand size. So let's go over some of the key features on this cabinet. One huge key feature is, yes, it is made in the USA with global materials, and it's got magnetic doors. So when you go to close the door, the magnetic feature on there pulls the doors closed nice and firm. And then we got a key to lock on there. It comes with two keys. Works great. It's got a 100-pound weight capacity for the shelf. This comes with one shelf, but the shelf's got different locations you can mount it. You can mount it in the middle or down lower or up higher. So let me turn the box over a little bit. I have not opened this box yet. One thing I will say, with my other box that I already did open, everything was packaged very nicely. So let me go ahead and get a knife and then we will get that open. Watch out, Kobe. So it's got an instructions manual. It's in a few different languages. It goes over step by step on how to install everything. Now everything here is packaged very nicely. I mean, it's tight. I can't even figure out what to do here. Okay, I guess I gotta go like that. See, it's got foam in between all the different layers of metal. A bunch of different plastic wrap. Here's one of the doors, as you can see there. It's wrapped nicely so it doesn't get scratched when you are transferring the box from the store to your house or whatnot. So we got that, and we got, this looks like it is the bottom part of the, yeah, this is the bottom of the cabinet. This is another door. This is the top of it. Now I'm very impressed by the quality of this paint. It looks beautiful, as you can see. I hope you can see that. The logo looks really good. And it's got the Made in USA sticker. Now I am going to dock them for something here. Something I just noticed. On this one, the Made in USA sticker's big compared to the other one that I just installed the other day. Check out the difference of the size of the stickers. Somebody either put the wrong sticker on this or they just changed what they wanted to do. They probably went to a bigger sticker. So that must have been from a different batch of cabinets or something, even though I bought both of these at Lowe's at the same time. Anyways, so if you're somebody who would rather watch a video on how to install something rather than read instructions, then this video is for you. So let's go ahead and get started on this install. So the first thing you're going to want to do is exactly what I did here. You're going to want to get every single panel out of the box and spread them out on the floor like so. That way you kind of see everything you have. So let's just go over what each panel is first. So right there we have the top panel. That's the bottom panel. Those are the two side panels. These two right here are the back panels. The back of it, they go together. This is one of the shelves. Well, the only shelf, I mean. And then this is obviously the two doors. And then lastly, we have this piece here. Now this right here isn't required, but if you have the Craftsman VersaTrack system, then this is what you will be using to hang the cabinet on that. It pretty much just clips right onto the VersaTrack. And I don't have a VersaTrack, as you can see. I just mounted it to the wall via the studs on the wall. But if you have the VersaTrack system, you do have the option to use this. Okay, so let's get started. So really quick, let's go over the hardware. You should be expecting 2 bags of nuts and bolts, an Allen wrench, a little rubber grommet, and then a piece of foam. Now, this piece of foam, if you're not going to be using the Craftsman VersaTrack system, you can disregard the foam. You don't need it. If you are going to be using the Craftsman VersaTrack system, then you will need this foam. Basically what the foam is for is, so if you put the cabinet on the wall, you hang it up with this, the bottom part of the cabinet will be loose. Well, it won't be loose, but you'll be able to pull the cabinet out. So that's what this foam is for. You're going to put the foam behind the back of the cabinet, so that way it's not hitting on the wall and scratching up the wall and whatnot. That's what this foam is for. But in my case, I didn't use the Craftsman track system, so I didn't use this piece of foam. So the only tools you're gonna need besides the supplied Allen wrench is a ratchet and an 11mm socket, and that's all you really need is right here. So first thing we're gonna do is locate the rear panels of the back of the cabinet. It's gonna be these 2 black ones. You'll know it's a rear panel because it has an edge like that. So you're going to want to get both edges like that, as you can see, and then we're going to put them together. Okay, so there's 2 holes, as you can see, one there and one there. We're going to be bolting these together with those 2 holes. So you're going to put them together like this, and then we're going to get this pack of hardware here, the Allen head bolts, and the nuts are in the same pack. So go ahead and put it through like that, and then we're gonna tighten up all the screws. Now all these, pretty much the whole cabinet, we're gonna finger tight everything, and then when you're done, then go ahead and tighten out everything up. Because all these panels here are obviously just bent sheet metal, and sometimes they're not all exactly the same. For the most part, yes, they're gonna be 99%, all the same panels. They're going to be bent properly, but you never know. So just hand tighten everything. That way at the end, we'll just fully tighten everything. So the first step is done. We got the 2 back panels secured together. Okay, we're gonna go to step 2 now. Basically what it's asking for is it wants us to get both side panels, and we're gonna mount it to the back wall, which we just put together. So we're gonna wanna mount it with this edge right here, up, this edge, down. And then it's going to sit on the back panel just like this, as you can see there. Now there's going to be 4 holes, as you can see on this side piece right here, but we're only going to use the middle, the 2 inner holes. We're not going to be using these outer ones right now. Now there's 4 on the side of the back panel also, but like I said, we're not going to be using all 4 of these holes. We're only going to be using these 2 inside ones right here with the 2 inside holes here. So one easy way to get this on is to grab 2 of the bolts, and then we're going to lift this up like that, put one on like that, the other like that. So now all we have to do is just grab the side piece and attach it like so. Now that that's on there, now we can grab 2 nuts and screw them onto that, hand tight. Okay, so that's on hand tight. Now we're gonna do the same exact thing on that side. We're gonna go ahead, put them through the holes. Just like that. And then we're gonna grab this. Remember, this edge here is up. So we're gonna make sure that's up. And then put these right onto the bolts, just like that. Grab 2 nuts again. Put them on hand tight. All right, step 2's done. Now we're gonna do step 3. On step 3, it's basically asking for us to install the bottom panel to the cabinet. Let's do it. Okay, so I got the bottom panel here. The bottom panel is very easy to locate because the bottom panel is the only one with the hole like this. To install this, we're going to be using bolts that look like this. We're going to have 4 of them. And then we're also going to have a few of the regular bolts that we were using earlier for these 2 side holes. This one here, and then this one here, and this one here. Okay, so what I did here was I took the bottom piece and I put it on the inside of everything that we already put together so far. So as you can see it's on the inside. That's what you want. You want it to be under these outer red walls. And it's also on the inside in here too. So once you got it like that, we can start putting on the bolts. So I grabbed 4 of the carriage bolts. They're gonna go in these 4 holes here. Now you'll see the little square right here. It just goes into the square right there. So put your panels together like that till you get a nice square, and these little carriage bolts will just drop right in. So those 2 are on. And we've got these 2 to do. Now those 4 are on, so we're going to go ahead and finish that off with 4 of these nuts. These nuts. Alright, so we got 4 nuts. Now with these carriage bolts, don't just put the nuts on just yet. We're going to also need 4 washers. So we got our 4 washers here. So it's going to go bolt, washer, nut. Okay, so I have all 4 of these bolts here, finger tight now. Next, after that, we're going to do these 2 side holes. As you can see there's 2 holes on each side. We're going to put the regular nut and bolts on those, no washers. So just grab your bolt, put it in like that, and then we're going to take your nut and just go ahead and put it on this side here. Now we got to do the last 4 bolts. There's going to be 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, and 1 right over here. So if you just lift it up, you can put them in from the bottom. Okay, so our bottom piece is officially on. That did seem like a lot of nuts and bolts. There was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there was 10 bolts that we needed to put the bottom panel on. Alright, so step 4 specifies that we need to put the shelf in next. There's the shelf. So the best way to do this is stand the cabinet upright, and then we'll put the shelf in. Alright guys, I got the cabinet sitting upright. I got the shelf. Now you're going to want to hold the shelf with the mounting holes facing forward. And then to put it on, you're going to want to put the mounting hole area down first. Before I do that, I want to say that there's going to be 3 notches right here on the back. That's going to be where the cabinet's going to be sitting on. I'm going to go ahead and put mine on the middle notch because that's where I want mine mounted. So here's the bolts, holes. You're going to want to go ahead and put it down just like that. And then take the back of the shelf and put it right into the notch. Just like that. And then pull this part up. Now it's going to be bolted in right there. Alright, now that we have the shelf in the desired location, we're going to take the carriage bolts again, the ones with the little squares. And then we're going to take 2 washers. The washers going through the back side. We're going to put the carriage bolts through the front. There's one. Alright, the 2 bolts are in. Now we just got to take 2 washers and 2 nuts and tighten them down finger tight. Alright, now we got our shelf on. Just finger tight for right now. Okay, so for step 5, it's asking us to put the top piece on now. So it's going to be just like the bottom, how we put the bottom piece on the inside of the 2 side pieces. As you can see here, it's on the inside. We're going to take 4 more of the carriage bolts. And put those in the holes in the front. Now that those are on, we're going to take 4 washers. 2, 3, 4. Alright. And then we're going to grab 4 bolt heads or nuts, whatever you want to call them. We're going to grab 4 of those. Put these all on hand tight. Okay, so now that we got 4 of these bolts on the front on, we're going to want to turn this thing around, or to the side for right now. And then we got a hole here, and then we got one on the other side too. This one's just going to be the regular bolts with the Allen head opening on it. Just like that. Go ahead and put the nut on the other side, hand tight. Okay, so we're almost done putting this top piece on. So we got the 4 bolts here, and then we got this one here, and we have this one here. Now, time for the back. Now, as you can see here, we got 2 holes here, 2 holes here, and 2 holes here. Now, before we go ahead and put bolts in there, you're gonna have to make your decision whether you're gonna be using this or not. If you're gonna be using the Craftsman VersaTrack system, then we're gonna be mounting this on here like that. Now, it's got the holes, they're already there. All you have to do is just put it on here, like so, put that on there, put the bolts in, and then this cabinet will be able to mount right onto a VersaTrack system. Very simple. But me personally, I'm not using this. I'm not using the Craftsman VersaTrack system. I'm just mounting it to the wall. So what I'm gonna do, if you're not using the Craftsman VersaTrack system, just go ahead, let's get our nuts and bolts. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put 2 here, 1, 2, and I'm gonna put 2 on the outside, just like that. And then we're gonna put our bolt heads on the other side, our nuts. Okay, so I got these 4 bolts on the back. Now the top piece is done. Okay, so all we have left is to install these 2 door panels. All we're left with now is these little tiny screws here and a magnet. That's all we're left with. We already used all our nuts and bolts to install the panels of the cabinet. So the cabinets each have their own swinging hinge. One there and one there. And then we got mounting holes right there. So pretty much all you gotta do is take your door, find the holes that you want to mount it to. As you can see, you'll know which ones. It's those 2 right there in between that hole and that hole. And we're gonna do the same thing on the bottom there. Pretty much just take your screwdriver, get the little screws, and just hold the panel up with your left hand and use your other hand, I guess, to screw it in. Alright guys, we're just about there. We got the doors on now. So one of the last things we're going to need to do is install the magnet for the doors. It's going to be this little guy right here. On the back side of it is this little white paper that you got to peel off, and then it's sticky on the back side of that. So what you're going to want to do is install it in between both doors, right on the shelf, and then it'll help both doors to stay closed when you close it. So if you close one door, you'll get a good idea of exactly where you need to put this. So we're going to go ahead and pull the tape off the magnet. So if I open it up Alright, so with the magnet right there, it holds that side of the door, and then it also holds this door closed. Alright, so one more thing. So one of the last pieces we need installing this rubber grommet that goes on the bottom of the cabinet. As you can see, there's a little cutout here. That's what allows this to be mounted on the bottom in the hole. So if you just put it on like that. And that allows you to have access to installing power cords through your cabinet in case you have battery chargers or in case you need anything electrical inside your cabinet. Hey Dookie Mookie. Alright, so the assembly of this cabinet is 100% complete now. So the next step for me is to install this onto the wall. If you want to see that, don't click away. We're going to get that done right now. So I originally wanted to purchase 3 of these. I wanted one there, and there, but 3 of them won't fit. If I was to put 3, it'd be sticking out probably to like right here. So that's not going to work. That's why I just got 2. So this one's going to go right over here, about right there, and I'm going to have a space in between both of them. And then that's why I got this little shelf here, so I'll be able to utilize that space. So what I want to do now is get this installed onto the wall. In my case, I'm not really going to be trying to find a stud because I realize that behind this drywall is just straight up plywood. I don't know what's the deal with that. I just bought this house 3 months ago, but yeah, behind all this drywall is plywood, so we're going to be able to screw anywhere into this drywall. Okay, so what I ended up doing was taking out the nut and bolt that was in that hole there and the one that was in that hole there, and I'm going to use those 2 holes to mount this to the wall instead of going through the ones up there like it says to do in the manual, because I'll never be able to fit my drill up there. That's just too tight of a fit. But I believe this one and this one will be perfect. So I got my 2 screws and my drill, and we're going to get it bolted on real quick. Or screwed in, I mean. Alright, and there it is there. It's held up right now. I could put probably a few more screws on there, but 2 is good for right now. I don't think it's going anywhere. So here's pretty much the finished product. So I have a little bit of space in between the 2 cabinets. That's pretty much what I was going for since I don't have enough room for 3. I can also do something like maybe install the Craftsman VersaTrack system. So if Craftsman or Lowe's, if you're listening, hint hint. There's a lot more stuff I want to do to this garage. This is just the beginning here. I want to work down this way too. I definitely want to get rid of this storage rack here, and I will be keeping this Craftsman toolbox. Most likely we'll be getting rid of this wood cabinet or just putting it somewhere else. And if anybody's interested in how I installed most of the stuff here in the garage, I have other videos. I have a video on the installation of this workbench. I have a video on the installation of my vise. I have a video of an installation on the whole wall control pegboard system. So my next video, I'm most likely going to be installing this 4-foot LED light. I'm thinking about putting it across under both of these cabinets. That will be the next video. So if you guys want to see that, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Well, until next time, this is Henson Garage signing out.